Have you ever felt like you're living life on someone else's terms? Stuck in a cycle of chasing validation and approval from others while your own inner voice gets drowned out? Well, get ready to be shocked, because the ancient Stoic philosophers had some radical ideas that could completely transform how you see yourself and the world around you. You see, the truth is that most people are caught up in an endless pursuit of external rewards, money, status, adoration from others. They treat their happiness like a carrot dangling in front of them, always just out of reach. But the Stoics knew something profound, that true freedom and strength comes from within. By the end of this, you'll understand 10 mindset shifts that the high-value Stoics embraced, beliefs that allowed them to stay unshakable amidst any turmoil or adversity. You may be stunned at first, but I promise these counterintuitive perspectives will permanently upgrade how you move through life. Number 1. Voluntary hardship breeds resilience. While most avoid any kind of struggle or discomfort, the Stoics actively sought it out. You see, they realized that life will inevitably bring difficulties and tragedies. By willingly practicing hardship, going without food, warmth, or material comforts for stretches, they toughened their minds. Small deprivations were dress rehearsals for when fortune's blows inevitably land. A person forged by voluntary hardship cannot be rattled by the ordinary pains that make others crumble. While the masses seek pleasure and comfort above all else, the high-value person has cultivated a depth of resilience that lets them stand unshaken in the storm. Number 2. Desire is the root of all suffering. Here's a shocking truth. The more you chase and cling to desired outcomes, the more inevitable disappointment and suffering you create for yourself. You see, the Stoics realized that so much of our anguish comes from our attachments and cravings. We suffer because we didn't get the job, relationship, level of success, or approval we desperately wanted. But the person who has let go of all insatiable desires, they cannot be pulled off their unshakable center. Their sense of wholeness and peace comes from within, not from trying to force the world to give them what they want. This mindset shift is the path to unperturbable tranquility. Number 3. Cosmic insignificance breeds humility. While most are consumed with puffing out their egos and being seen as important, the high-value Stoic had a different frame. They looked up at the vastness of the cosmos and realized just how minuscule their existence was in the grand scheme. This shocking perspective bred a grounded humility and realism about one's place. You see, the person obsessing over status, fame, and being a big deal is just playing an egotistical game of make-believe. But someone who has confronted their cosmic insignificance cannot be lured by such delusions of grandeur. Their drive comes from simply making the most of their finite, fleeting moment of consciousness, not in inflating a sense of arrogant self-importance. Number 4. Steadfast virtue over empty pleasure. In our times, most are taught to endlessly pursue pleasure, comfort, and gratification as life's highest goods. But to the Stoics, virtue and excellence of character were far more treasured. You see, while hollow pleasures come and go in a flash, virtue is an imperishable type of richness no circumstance can take from you. The high-value person with this mindset doesn't foolishly gamble away their integrity and principles for some fleeting desire or temptation. Their wisdom allows them to delay gratification and keep cultivating the only thing that lasts, the quality of their soul. To them, virtue is true wealth that appreciates over a lifetime, not depleting empty pleasures. Number 5. Caring only about what's in your control. How many people do you know who are constantly enraged, anxious, or unsettled by factors outside their influence? The Stoics had a radical antidote. Solely direct your efforts and cares toward what is within your control, and remain indifferent to what isn't. You cannot control other people's opinions, the weather, the economy, or world events. But you can control your reactions, judgments, and intentional actions. The high-value person who embraces this mindset moves through life unruffled. They don't burn themselves out by raging against the uncountable external factors they cannot sway. Their energy is a supremely concentrated force, aimed only at what is within their sphere of power to influence. To them, the rest is just noise to be disregarded. Number 6. Amor fati, a love of fate. While most shudder at misfortune and suffering, The Stoics welcomed any experience that fell across their path. That's because they cultivated amor fati, a wholehearted love and acceptance of their destiny or fate, rather than resisting it. You see, they knew that resisting or trying to swim upstream against the current of life only creates more struggle and turmoil. But the high-value person in full amor fati meets every twist and turn with open arms. They don't lament and cry over their circumstances. Instead, they embrace whatever comes their way as a new situation to extract wisdom or growth from. Their ability to flow with life's vicissitudes, rather than fight them, allows them to thrive in any condition. Number 7. Self-reliance and responsibility. So many today are trapped in victim mindsets, forever blaming their woes on others or external conditions. But the Stoics knew that the source of all true power was locating it within yourself through rigorous self-discipline and personal accountability. You see, for them, external circumstances were ultimately irrelevant excuses. The only thing that mattered was how you chose to respond. The high-value Stoic warrior owns 100% of their life situation. They never indulge in pity parties or shifting blame. No, their locus of control is entirely internal. If they are unsatisfied with any aspect of their life, they look inward at how they can course-correct through their own intentional actions and mindset shifts. The masses are effects, but they move through life as self-created causes. Number 8. Prepare to lose everything you value. This might sound like one of the darkest Stoic beliefs, but it holds a profound wisdom. You see, the Stoics taught to regularly and vividly imagine losing every material possession you have and everyone you love being torn away from you. While it may initially sound morbid, their intention was to build your self-sufficiency and non-attachment. Think about it. The person who spends every day appreciating what they already have, independent of any external prop, cannot ever truly be destitute. But the individual who hooks their entire sense of well-being to their possessions or social connections is spiritually bankrupt when those things are inevitably lost or taken away. The Stoic prepares their spirit for any eventuality and lives with a refreshing lightness, unshakably happy with the riches of their own character alone. Number 9. The inner citadel is impregnable. While most are constantly begging for validation and approval from the world around them, the Stoics retired inward into what they called their inner citadel, their unshakable core of values, judgment, and intentional living. You see, they realized that no external circumstance could ever truly touch the sanctum of their mind and soul, that no pain, injustice, or adversity had the power to sway their core virtues and character, unless they willingly surrendered control of that inner fortress. The high-value person who embraces this belief moves through life untouchable. They do not depend on the fickle winds of fortune or masses for their sense of okayness. Their self-respect and peace comes from loyally abiding by their deepest principles. To them, the kingdom of their mind is impregnable. No force in the material world can breach its walls or shake its steadfast rule. Number 10. Welcome the present moment. In our hyperactive, distracted times, most people are perpetually stuck in the past through regret or anxiously fixated on speculating about the future. But the high-value Stoics cultivated the practice of total presence and acceptance of whatever the current moment held, rather than mentally leaking out through judgment or restlessness. You see, they realized that the present moment was really the only thing any of us ever has. The past is an immutable memory, and the future an uncertain fantasy, but the here and now is eternally real and fleeting. The Stoics knew not to take this gift of the present for granted. The high-value person who has embraced this stillness cannot be pulled out of the richness of the current reality. While others are tortured by their mental time traveling, this person drinks deeply from the jar of alive momentarity. To them, there is a sacred beauty in simply being before the thought arises to judge or escape the discontinuous flow of life. You may have felt a variety of reactions while hearing these beliefs, from shock and disbelief to intrigue and curiosity, or even outright rejection at first. But I urge you to sit with them. Closely examine your strongest resistances. Why do certain Stoic ideas rub you so wrong? What core beliefs about life and reality are being threatened by their perspectives? Because the truth is, These timeless philosophies have been a guiding light for the most legendary historians, artists, and innovative minds who have walked this earth. From Roman emperors to revolutionary thinkers, the Stoics laid out a powerful framework for not just enduring life's inherent difficulties, but for radiantly thriving through any circumstance. You see, once you intimately grasp the depth of these mindsets, you'll never see the world or your role in it the same way again. While most remain invested in chasing external trappings like wealth, status, and adoration from others, you'll be freed to turn your gaze inward, to unearth an unshakable core authenticity and centeredness not contingent on factors outside your control. Yes, the path of the Stoic can feel immensely contrarian and counterintuitive at first. Why ought you seek out hardship rather than just ease and pleasure? How could being utterly insignificant in the cosmic scope ever be freeing rather than depressing? And why would you willingly envision worst-case scenarios and mentally prepare for total loss rather than just entertaining delusions of permanence? But you'll come to realize that it's this radical recalibration that allows you to step into your highest power, clarity, and unperturbable presence as a human being. While the masses remain seduced and jerked around by the inevitabilities of gain and loss, pride and embarrassment, fear and regret, you'll stand calmly as the eye of the storm, appreciating the fleeting beauty and lessons of each passing experience for what they are, not what you hungrily crave them to be. Because in the end, the most shocking, life-altering belief the Stoics impart is this: you, and you alone, have the power to be unconditionally at peace and happy. The causes of your suffering originate in your attachments to what's outside of your control, and the deluded belief that you inherently need anything external to be whole and complete. So let the masses chase their desires, indulge in their fears, and erect idols of fame and status to desperately fill their inner vacancies if they must. The high-value person who embodies the ancient Stoic wisdom does not require such empty pursuits. Their freedom, equanimity, and treasured richness of character lie in what no situation or person can ever obstruct: their sovereign mind. Are you ready to be that human who moves through this world as the calm eye of the storm? Let these ex-Stoic beliefs be the sparks that ignite a complete philosophical rewiring, one that shocks you into leaving behind reactive patterns and embracing an uncompromising march toward your fullest flourishing, no matter what winds of change may blow. Because in the end, what could be more high value and empowered than that unshakable command of your reality? The world awaits your shocking embodiment of the timeless Stoic ideal. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.